flower is blooming! The Pittsburgh Penguins' Marc-Andre Fleury rebound from a bad loss in Game 4 to take Game 5 3-1 and take a 3-2 series lead where we can head back to Columbus for Game 6 on Monday night with a chance of ending the pesky Columbus Blue Jackets' playoffs hopes. The big storyline going into this game was how would Fleury rebound? What was his mental game like? Would it be the same mental game? I was freaking out. I had a big meltdown on camera. But Fleury, much to my relief and much to the relief of many Penguins, rebounded nicely. He made 23 saves. He kept his team in it, allowed his team to just come up with a totally dominant performance, show that he is strong, he is not broken as many people thought, and maybe hope is not lost. And if he can keep this up, maybe the Penguins can go far. Another big storyline coming into this game was no goals for Crosby, no goals for Malkin. That's 10 straight games for Sid, 9 straight games for Gino. What is going on? Was Crosby injured? CBC showed a graphic the other game where they showed his speed from Sochi and his speed from the series, and how it was significantly slower. What's going on with Malkin? Is he engaged or whatever? Well, just some people thought that maybe that was because Dubinsky was shutting Crosby down. To solve the problem, Dan Bosma says Crosby and Malkin wants to play together, so he puts the two big players together for most of the game, which is something he had never really done before, ever, to get them away from the Dubinsky matchup. And for the most part, it worked. Malkin played on Crosby's line on his right wing with Chris Kunitz, which allowed kind of Brandon Sutter, at least Stempniak, UC Jokinen, and James Neal, and to kind of all rotate and all play together. And, I thought Crosby Malkin, when they were on the ice together, they were just totally dominant. Their puck possessions were ridiculous. Crosby leads all players in the Penguins so far with a 60% Corsi. So 6% more shots are directed when he's on the ice than directed against him. Tonight he was very dominant, 68% Corsi. Malkin was up there. They were just making things happen on the ice. Crosby was mixing the net a lot, though. His timing's a little off, so I think maybe he might be dealing with a little something. He did miss 2 games late in the season due to an undisclosed injury. Malkin's just getting off an injury. You have to wonder if he's 100%. But they're making things happen. Crosby was looking better and better every game. I thought the third period, him and Malkin just took over. Crosby made a great play on that power play goal to Kunitz. Malkin had some great chances from the point, and the game would have been a lot worse if it was not for Bobrovsky. He got the Columbus Blue Jackets in the game. He made some ridiculous saves on Malkin, ridiculous saves on Crosby. I'll be interested to see if Bosma brings that matchup again next game. He doesn't have the last change, so I don't know if he'll be able to do it because he won't have the luxury, but it was good for the most part. The one downside of that matchup, though, was it took James Neal away from Evgeny Malkin, and we all know the chemistry that they have. Malkin also makes Neal a lot better. I thought Neal still looked good. He still had some great chances, playing with Jokinen and Sutter for some of the game, or Stempniak, and I thought that he did have a shot on goal. He did have some good chances, but he's been taken off the top power play unit now, and now that Malkin's been taken away from him, he's just not as engaged as he usually is because Malkin's always feeding and passing. He's always making those great one-timers in the slot, and without, his buddy to feed him his passes, he just doesn't look the same. Definitely, he's not the same player without Malkin, and I would really like to see Malkin back with him, because Neal's another guy who has not done much in terms of offensive production. But it's not for lack of effort. He is trying. He is getting better. And that line was really good throughout most of the night, actually. Sutter, who's usually not a very good possession player, had like an 80% Fenwick, which is, if you don't know, Fenwick is all shot attempts directed at the net. It's shots, all shots plus missed shots. It does not include block shots, which Corsi does. He was an 80% Fenwick, which is just insane. He led all players. Brandon Sutter is quietly having himself a very, very good series. And now that he's actually playing with players who can, play hockey, he looks really good. He, again, set up the winning goal. Great little work by Sutter and Stempniak there. The Columbus gets first goal, but Pittsburgh comes back and wins the game 3-1. This time they do not give up the lead because probably they only had a 2-1 lead in the game, and then it got 3-1. Chris Letang gets it in the empty net after Crosby misses a wide-open net, empty net. He hits the side, and he does not usually miss those, so something's off with his timing. I don't know what it is, but good on Letang to get that. I was really happy for him. He's played a lot better the last 2 games. I thought tonight he was fantastic. Just an absolutely dominant game from him, start to finish. Fun fact about this series, it's been a very, very weird series, as Penguin series usually are. An interesting fact is shown on Hockey Night in Canada. In every other series in the playoffs, the team that has scored the first goal has won 70% of all games. In this series, 0. The team that has scored first has not won a single game. I don't know if that's ever happened before. That is a crazy stat. It's just nuts. It doesn't make any sense, really, but it just shows you're not good at holding on to your leads, but the Penguins, once they got the lead, were able to hold on to it, so that was a bit different from the game before. 3-1 lead was not relinquished, and the score was not 4-3, so that was nice. Also, one last thing. Some Penguins fans were booing Crosby at the game. Can you just not do that? He saved the franchise. They would be going to Kansas City if it wasn't for him. So there's really no need for you to boo Crosby. He still has 5 points in 5 games. Yes, he's not looked his best, but he's still dominating. If you look at his puck possession numbers, he's still creating, making things happen. So why don't you shut up and give your head a shake? Thanks. Don't boo him again. Or get out. Anyways, had to get that off my chest. Please like if you like this video. Subscribe if you really like it. Tell all your friends. Tell all of them. Share it with everyone. And I'll see you after Game 6. Hopefully we have closed out the series and we have nice rest before round number 2.